going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So I think this video is going to be, a little informative. A nice little informative video. So you guys read the title. You saw the thumbnail. There's no beating around the bush with this one. Pocket pistols. 2 pros and 3 cons. Let's get right into it. So obviously, we got to start off with the pros. We got to try to be nice about it because since we really only have 2 of them, I think it would at least give you guys a fairly good impression if we started off with the pros. So the pros: lightweight. A majority, if not all, pocket pistols are going to be pretty lightweight. It's not going to, it's not going to be uncomfortable for you to carry them around. That's one of the great things about them. That's why a lot of people like them, is due to the fact that with how lightweight they are, they can very easily be carried. You can set it and forget it all day and night. I've gone to sleep with my pocket pistol in my pocket before. Did I forget that I have it on me? No, I knew I had it in my pocket. I just fell asleep. That's all it was. I woke up and I was like, oh, all right, cool. They are very, very easy to carry due to how lightweight they are, and that it encourages carrying. So that's always a great thing. You know what I mean? That can never be a con as far as I am concerned. But moving on from the first pro, because the first pro really doesn't mean too much other than the comfortability of carrying. Moving on to pro number 2, they are very good at deep concealment. They are very, very, very easy to conceal without anybody knowing you have them, without there being a chance of printing. They are very, very small guns. They are made to fit in your pocket. That is the entire point of it. So when I tell you guys that, yes, these guns are very, very easy to conceal, very much so, dude, no one's going to see you printing if you have a pocket pistol on you. And if they do, you might be wearing too tight of pants, in my opinion. But moving on from that, because I don't want to get into that. I know there's going to be some people who are going to be commenting down below, pissed about that. But moving on from pro number 2, because I don't want to harp on that one too much. It's very easy to understand. They're great for deep concealment. They are very easy to conceal. You can put them in your pocket and nobody's going to know you have it. Moving on, we got to start with con number 1. Con number 1 is the small capacity that they tend to have. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule. For example, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, the Ruger LCP Max, both have a fairly okay capacity, especially for being a pocket gun. But a majority of pocket pistols do not have a capacity to that level. Those are what you would consider high capacities for your pocket gun, what the Ruger LCP Max has and what the Bodyguard 2.0 has. A majority of pocket guns are averaging about 6 or 7 rounds. And I mean, yeah, guys, there's a good reason as to why it's not going to be a high capacity firearm. And I'm saying high capacity just in the sense of more than, I don't even know what we would call high capacity for pocket carry at this point. For pocket carry, I guess more than 10 rounds. But, that's honestly just subjective in that opinion. But that's a pocket gun. My whole point that I'm getting at is there's a obvious reason as to why the capacity is so low. And that's simply due to the fact that it has to be easier for you to carry. It has to be small. And if you're carrying a firearm that has 18+1, you know what I mean, as the capacity, chances are it's probably not fitting in your pocket. You know what I mean? So, yes, it is a con that I personally have a big issue with. Does it stop me from pocket carrying? No, but I also don't pocket carry as my primary source of carry. I don't use my pocket gun as my primary carry gun. It's my backup gun. Moving on from that, though, moving on from just the capacity aspect of it, right? The shootability aspect. Pocket guns are not fun to shoot in any way, shape, or form. They're so small that a majority of people, especially if you are a guy like I am, a majority of you can't get a good grip on a pocket gun. So it just leaves you kind of just holding on for dear life with one hand and trying to make your left hand do something or find something to do at least. And the gun feels so snappy because of how small and lightweight they are. See, it comes back to that pro earlier. Remember that pro, them being lightweight? Well, guess what? That's also a con for most of you guys who didn't know that. With how lightweight the gun is, it's not even going to be able to take the recoil of the rounds that it's chambered in, and it's going to be incredibly snappy. And the sad part is, when I go into con number 3, you're going to see why that's really irritating. But pocket guns are so snappy, it is insane. I mean, there are some, okayish to shoot pocket guns. For example, the Bodyguard 2.0 wasn't the worst ever. However, as far as pocket guns go, it is on the larger side. It does have a grip that you could actually, grab in your pinky, not fully fall off. So you get what I mean? A majority of pocket guns, again, are not like the Bodyguard 2.0. So we have to go back to the fact that you are just not going to have a good grip on there. And then on top of that, the gun is going to be so snappy, it's just not even going to be fun for you to shoot. You're not going to want to practice with it, which means you're not going to want to be efficient with it. That leads into a bunch of whole other problems. You know what I mean? That's a bunch of other issues you don't even want to have to deal with. So moving on from con number 2 onto con number 3. And con number 3 is simply the rounds that they are chambered in. Pocket pistols, in case you guys didn't know, are chambered in some pretty mediocre at best rounds. Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule. I feel like I can already hear it. Somebody's going to be talking about a Derringer in a overly sized, overpowered caliber that the Derringer that it is should not be chambered in. Which actually would further along prove my point about the shootability of it. But regardless, that's besides the point. Let's not get into that, But your most common pocket pistol calibers that you're going to come across is going to be 22 long rifle and 380 ACP. Now, there are a couple of other calibers that you might come across. You might come across maybe, a couple of them that are chambered in 9mm, which, that's, it's a rarity, but you can find some, but more common than 9mm, which is crazy to say out loud, you would probably find pocket pistols that are chambered in 32 ACP or 25 ACP. Now, both of those calibers, as far as I'm concerned, are dead, but that's a whole different talk for a whole nother video. And believe me, I will eventually make a video talking about what calibers I do believe are dead, as I've talked about a couple that I believe are not dead. But that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there. Moving on, you guys can now see why con number 2 really, really irritates you, because you got to think about it like this. On top of the fact that you're dealing with con 1, which is a low capacity, you're dealing with the fact that it is already not going to be in that great of a round. So you're not getting a good capacity. You're not getting that great of a round. And then because of how small the gun is, it's not going to be very fun to shoot. So you can see why, especially considering number 3, that it's not like pocket pistols are often chambered in overly powered calibers, that the shootability of it being so terrible and making you just not want to shoot it, why that's such a big deal. I mean, oh goodness. It's pocket pistols. They can be really cool, but they can also be really irritating. Please remember, guys, that there are drawbacks to pocket pistols. There are 2 pros and 3 cons that I have listed for you. 2 pros, remember this, guys. They are lightweight. They are great for deep concealment. They are very easy to conceal. There's no denying that. However, you get a low capacity out of them. The shootability is mediocre at best. And then last but not least, they're not going to be chambered in that grade of calibers anyways for self-defense. So that's already a whole separate issue. But with that being said, I do think that about wraps it up for this video. I don't want to keep harping, especially on con number 3. Con number 3 really irritates me. Con number 3 really, really irritates me, considering the fact that we're talking about, again, low capacity. not good to shoot, not fun to shoot, and then it's already just not going to be that great of a round. It's already very irritating as far as I'm concerned. Now, am I telling you guys don't get any pocket pistol of any kind? Oh, don't ever pocket carry? No, I would be a hypocrite to say that to you. I do pocket carry. Do I make it my main way of carrying, I guess you could say, or my main position of carry? Absolutely not. That is simply for my backup. There's no other way to say it. But with that being said, I do think that about wraps it up for this video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And whether or not you agree with me about my 2 pros and 3 cons about pocket pistols, go ahead and comment down below your thoughts, why you agree or disagree with me. And then make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.